A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions in Georgia, police arrested two prominent opposition leaders during a massive street protest against the ruling Georgian Dream party on Sunday. This move has been met with swift condemnation from the European Union, which described the actions as a brutal crackdown on dissent. The protests, which have been occurring daily since the controversial parliamentary elections in October, reflect widespread discontent with the government, accused by critics of undermining democracy and aligning more closely with Russia. Prime Minister Irakli Kobakid's recent announcement that his government would delay pursuing European Union membership talks until 2028 has further ignited public outrage. On that fateful Sunday, police detained Nika Melia, the leader of the pro-European Akali Party, and former Tbilisi Mayor Gigi Ugulava, both of whom have previously faced politically motivated charges under the current regime. As thousands of demonstrators attempted to block a highway leading into the capital, Tbilisi, the arrests were witnessed by reporters on the scene. Melia later recounted his experience in police custody, alleging that a senior officer had assaulted him. His lawyer confirmed that he was arrested on an administrative charge, but was released shortly after midnight after agreeing to appear in court. The violence did not end with the arrests. Footage aired by independent TV station perversely showed police brutally beating detained protesters, raising serious concerns about the treatment of individuals in custody. The EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, expressed outrage over the events, stating that the violent suppression of peaceful protesters, journalists, and politicians is unacceptable. She emphasized that Georgia's actions fall short of expectations for a candidate country seeking EU membership. In a statement, Georgia's rights ombudsman, Levon Iosiliani, highlighted instances of police mistreatment and excessive force against citizens and journalists. Among the protesters was Koteb Aramia, a 22-year-old university student, who remarked that the police violence indicated the government's fear of the people's resolve. The head of Tbilisi's Special Police Task Force, Zviad Karazishvili, known for his human rights violations, was reportedly heard cursing at demonstrators. The protest continued as demonstrators marched toward the parliament building, blocking traffic along Tbilisi's main avenue. Prior to the rally, the Interior Ministry warned that blocking the highway could lead to criminal charges and significant prison time. The unrest that began in late November has already seen over 400 arrests, with riot police employing tear gas and water cannons to disperse crowds. Both human rights officials and organizations like Amnesty International have accused the police of torturing those taken into custody. Activists have raised alarms about a growing campaign of intimidation against protesters, with claims of beatings and arbitrary arrests becoming increasingly common. The ruling Georgian Dream party is now facing mounting international isolation as accusations of democratic backsliding grow louder. In response to the violent repression of protests, the EU has suspended visa-free travel for Georgian diplomats and officials, citing the government's adoption of repressive laws and violent actions against peaceful demonstrators and independent media. Last year, the United States and several European nations imposed sanctions on Georgian officials, pointing to the government's drift toward Russia and its crackdown on dissent following the disputed elections. Alongside the largest anti-government protests in its history, Georgia is also grappling with a constitutional crisis as the opposition refuses to recognize the newly elected parliament. Pro-Western President Salome Zurabishvili has declared both the legislature and government illegitimate, while her successor, ruling party loyalist Mikhail Kavalashvili, was inaugurated amid controversy. As the situation in Georgia continues to develop, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution that honors the democratic aspirations of the Georgian people. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.